So, Scarlett Johansson gave an interview to a website called As If, where she said that she should be allowed to play any person, any tree, or any animal, which the wording of that is kind of funny, but
I think any tree makes total sense. She should be able to be Groot.
but basically her point was that she shouldn't be limited to only playing white women. She should be able to play any human being or thing on this planet. And people are a little bit annoyed, especially since she has a past of being cast in roles that maybe weren't appropriate for her. At least that's what people believe. So I don't know if you guys have anything to say about that.
Do you have an opinion?
I do. So it's a weird thing to me. I think we should just have a rule that's consistent.
Yeah.
So I would say let actors and actresses play whoever they can play convincingly to make the best art. If the world wants...
That's hyper subjective. So, but
Sure,
you're saying like
but-
as judged by sales, as just let the market decide?
Probably the producers?
Well, I mean, the producers will be fired if people don't see their movies, presumably.
Sure, the market.
Yeah, so just what people want to pay for.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's... At the end of the day, that's how people mostly get paid in movies, right? That's why Robert Downey Jr. makes way more than every other Avenger.
Yes, but the argument would then be that there are, if you don't let anyone who is of a certain race or whatever in, that they never even have a chance to compete because there are so few gatekeepers at the top.
Sure, people would be really mad if you didn't let a gay actress play a straight character. Mm-hmm. So I get that there's maybe you're a smaller minority if you're a gay woman than a straight woman, but it seems like weird favoritism and also a dangerous
Precedent
route to go down because then it's like, okay, so it's just whoever claims to be the most oppressed gets the highest advantage. Mm-hmm. And then you get weird stuff like people claiming they're Native American. Yeah, I don't know. To me, it's confusing because I feel like the people that are upset at this would be really upset if they found out that trans actors and actresses were not getting cast except for trans protagonists.
Yeah.
It's like, that would be crazy, right? Mm-hmm. This is a trans person, but it's just a person. Mm-hmm. They look like a man, let them play a man. If they're good at acting and they can be Thor, who cares what they were born as, right? Yeah. But then that should work the other way, it seems, in my mind.
Yeah. So I was thinking of it, and I did have reactions to some of this stuff, but then I tried to zoom out and be like, who cares? Which is, and the fact that we care is fascinating. I think that's the interesting point. They're getting people to argue like it matters.
Yeah.
Consider for a second that what Hollywood doesn't have to impact your life at all. Sure. And you go, oh, it's on the magazines. Don't buy them. Don't watch. You do not have to plug into that matrix.
You're saying if you're a cisnorm male or a transgender female,
whoever you are,
it doesn't.
There's this thing. These are these are the people that we have. No, you don't have to. And I don't mean this like if you don't like it, turn it off. Like, no, we should all stop pretending that these people dictate what life is or should be or should look like. And sure. I'm not saying that what you view doesn't have an impact. Clearly, it does. I'm saying be more selective about where you spend your attention. I'm just, the medium is the message, all this kind of stuff. We're allowed to argue over the content. Should it be this or that? But nobody's saying, who says that Hollywood sets the standards?
Sure.
Maybe I should set the standards. We seemingly, and I think the reason is, we're all desperate for someone to tell us what it looks like to be wealthy, what it looks like to be cool, what it looks like to be capable. And we need these movies to latch onto, and we need them to look like us so that we know that we can do it. It seems like the inner growth is to go, this is fantasy. Yeah. This is a movie. They could have made a cat play this role, and it doesn't need to impact me. I can define what capable, sexy, cool looks like in my life. And perhaps the first step is to stop listening to the news about this kind of stuff. And if you want to go see the movie, go ahead and do it. But realize that it's fake. It's monopoly. So... yeah, I'm anticipating the rebuttal that no, it's so important culturally, and it's so important because you say it's important. It's not important to the person who doesn't watch, right? To the person who unplugs. So that was my, I feel like, step back, higher perspective
that's the U.S.
reaction.
does, right? The U.S. hyper values pop culture.
Yeah. Well, that's not what the U.S. That's what some people do, and to be clear, there's lots of people who don't. You don't hear their voice because they don't have Twitter accounts, but they live.
Yeah.
They're out there. And like your friend who lives in the middle of the country and has a small job and doesn't know any of this, they're probably happier than the people who care on either side. So
I'm just saying in other countries, they probably have the opinion that you're saying would be healthy. But America puts a ton of value on these things. Like that's what we export. We export movies and music.
Yeah. We export images of success.
Yeah.
And that is who gets to define success is the most powerful thing. This comes back to our whole happiness discussion. Where did you get the idea that you needed a Lamborghini? You've only seen a couple of them on your road.
Yeah.
You had to watch the music videos. You had to watch this. Where did you get the idea that you needed to be that beautiful? You've never seen anyone who looks like that.
Sure.
You had to watch this stupid movie.
Yeah, that's a photoshopped photo. There is no one that looks like that.
There is no one who looks like that.
Yeah.
So recognizing that it's not, for me even, and I like to read this news because it lets me know what's going on, but just, this is the Matrix, man. This is fake. Real life is in front of you. You can see what people look like and define success around you. So that was my slightly more enlightened take.
I like it.
I think.
What was your less enlightened take?
My less enlightened
I'm just
take.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
Ah! Rage. No, what was my less enlightened take? I didn't know what to think, quite frankly. I had sort of your thought, which is like, I thought, but what? Can we just have a principle about this? But wait, we do have a principle. Do whatever the fuck you want, Hollywood. I'm going to do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Like, this is none of my business.